I mean, your version of poly has moved so far past all of these like social rules about how relationships need to work. And I feel like poly in its best version does that, and does that in a way where everybody just feels so good.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like you two are just really vibing.
Yeah.
And you've like left behind all of these rules that didn't need to be there in the first place.
We're trying.
And that is Torah.
Here. Oh, beautiful.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Also, I just feel
Torah,
like
not about rules, famously.
Famously.
No rules at all in the Torah. Okay, let's start the podcast with a good salacious topic.
Yeah. Like 1, 2, 3.
Butt
Cheats.
stuff.
Butt stuff.
What were you gonna say?
Cheese.
I thought we were doing that like improv game where we were boys friends.
Boys friends.
Okay, Yentas Only.
Yentas
everybody.
Only.
The topic of we're gonna ping pong. The topics.
Oh my God,
It's
this is a
just
bad
me.
start.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yentas Only, everybody. The podcast where we talk sometimes about comedy, sometimes about Judaism, and always about gossip. This is the premier queer Jewish podcast.
The number one.
The number one. Yeah, tell us a queer Jewish podcast that you know that's better than us.
Yeah, tell us.
I bet you can't.
Tell us.
Modi? No.
No. He's
straight.
He's so straight.
Yeah. He's giving straight.
Yeah.
He's straight coded.
So.
But also, Modi, we love you if you want to be on the pod.
Yeah, actually, you're kind of our dream guest.
Yeah.
So don't listen to us, but everyone else, we're the best.
Yes.
And you should, because of that, you should go subscribe, like, comment, just keep spamming us. This is the best queer Jewish podcast. This is the best queer Jewish podcast. And also go check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Yenta, where we recently uploaded a very juicy conversation about being canceled for Israel politics.
Israel/Palestine
politics. So very interesting stuff.
Huge.
And that supports the pod, and you love us, so
yeah,
win-win.
And when you support the pod, we get better cameras, we get better equipment, we get better footage, we get better clips. Everything is better for you.
We get better health insurance.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're paying for our health insurance of this podcast.
Yeah.
Moishe really is kind of like a shark about this.
Yeah.
Listener Moishe's in my lap right now, and he's like, push the Patreon.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, push the Patreon.
He looks very angry about it too.
Yeah, if you're on the YouTube, you can see him. He's pissed. Okay, what? So in our Yentas Only sessions, we normally do like a ping pong. You pick a topic, I pick a topic, you pick.
So the topic is bisexuals with boyfriends.
Bisexuals with boyfriends.
and what that has to do with God.
Ooh, yes. Yes.
I'm just like a caricature of myself now.
Okay, first of all, I just want to say that bisexual people who are assigned female at birth, who have male partners, are the most oppressed people on earth.
Yes.
Okay?
We are. Everybody hates us.
They hate us.
Queers hate us.
No one is more
Straights
oppressed than
hate
us. Yep.
I know you're saying it ironically, but I am serious.
Yep. Move over disabled community.
Yeah.
And if you're a disabled bisexual with a boyfriend, well,
we should give you money.
we really should. We're going to send you a check.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts on how bisexuality relates to God.
Well, God, as we all know, is non-binary.
We do all know that.
God lives beyond the binary. God is non-gendered.
Yeah.
And to me, my experience of being non-binary and bisexual is living beyond a binary. even though binary is in the word bisexual, but that's fine. We're redefining it.
We're redefining it.
Just like we redefined all the other words.
Yeah, and we refuse to use the word
Because
pansexual.
pansexual is annoying.
We can't say that anymore. They got so mad
They
at
did
us.
get so mad at us.
Pansexual is...
Because they're annoying.
Yeah.
They're proving our point.
Uh-oh, we're doubling down.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not doubling down. Don't clip this one.
Yeah,
no
we're not
one will
gonna
watch
clip
it. And yeah, to me it really is just about like not about being fluid, about not putting ourselves into boxes, and that is what I'm doing so bravely now that I am dating a penis owner.
Yes.
And you know what?
You are honestly teaching your queer community how to be less judgmental.
It's not working very well.
Yeah, it's an ongoing project. But this is holy work, first of all.
But you know, when queer people meet him,
yeah.
they get it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they hear him dating a man and they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
And they meet him and they're like,
Okay.
oh,
I get it.
like, he's not a man. Like, and I'm like kind of thinking about a joke of this right now, but like, we'll go out. This is a secret. Actually,
Okay.
I should say. I can say, I think. We'll go out. Everyone will think I'm a lesbian.
Yep.
And he's a gay man.
Yep.
And then we'll go home and we'll have disgusting heterosexual straight sex. Like, that is the energy in the world that we're giving off right now. 2 weeks ago, we went to San Diego for the weekend.
Uh-huh.
We went to a lesbian bar.
Amazing.
This beautiful girl, like sexy librarian energy, like a Liz Lemon, but mixed with like a model.
Okay, love.
Like, so beautiful.
Yes.
Asks Jay, referring to me, are they single? And Jay is my lover, is also my wingman,
Yep.
and goes, you have to ask them. And then she starts hitting on me,
Oh my God.
and she like takes my hand, leads me to the dance floor, and then we just start making out on the dance floor.
You're living the dream.
I really am.
Honestly, I think that you two need to give workshops to straight couples.
Yeah. On how to make out with other people
Yes.
with your partner around.
Yes. And just be really chill.
Yeah.
That's, I mean,
It was
that's
crazy.
That is so beautiful. And you have, I mean, your version of poly has moved so far past all of these like social rules about how relationships need to work. And I feel like poly in its best version does that, and does that in a way where everybody just feels so good.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like you two are just really vibing.
Yeah.
And you've like left behind all of these rules that didn't need to be there in the first place.
We're trying.
And that is Torah.
Here. Oh, beautiful.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Also, I just feel
Torah,
like
not about rules, famously.
famously
No rules at all in the Torah.
enough with the rules. You guys just vibe. Just
Yeah.
go out there and vibe.
That's what God said.
Yeah. They love saying that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I just feel like it is like both a sort of like queer religious person 101 and like the top of queer religious theory to be like, God is non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it's a real entry point in for people.
For non-queer people.
No, for queer people. Queer
into
people
religion.
who want to be engaged in religious spaces. I feel like across religions.
Yeah.
Like the first discussion point when you're in definitely Abrahamic religions, and like I bet other religions too, is like there's a real gender thing going on with our concept of God. You know? that feels very queer. Just in the way that like in Judaism, like Kabbalah is like all about, there's these like male and female aspects to everything.
Right. So just the religions are very gendered.
And that the definition of God in a lot of these religions is very non-binary.
Right. Most people would be very upset.
Exactly.
Hearing that God is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then in the same breath, they'd also be like, yes, God like has the like divine feminine, like has the like divine mother. God includes everything. And then they'd be like, but he is my daddy God.
Yeah. But he is my man.
Yeah, he's my guy.
And I will worship him in the bedroom.
They do say that all the time.
Jesus is hot.
Jesus is hot.
Yeah.
Famously has abs.
Yeah. Sexy Jesus.
And so like.
So bisexuality.
It's like this like bisexuality feels like kind of like it's like an easy in for queer religious people. To be like, yeah, God's got a bunch of genders going on. Like, am I not just like loving everybody? But then I also feel like it goes up to, I don't know. It's just, I think my point is just, I hear everybody in my queer religious life having this exact discussion, whether they're new into it or they're like, they've been in it for a long time.
What's the discussion?
That like real divinity is closer to bisexuality and non-binariness than anything.
It's like you have a very specific type of friend group.
I know. Everyone's talking about it, right?
Everyone's talking about it. But I completely agree with you.
Right?
And I love it. And we should talk about it more.
Yeah.
But how is it for you? I get a lot of strength and inspiration from you as someone who is like so comfortable in their bisexuality.
Oh yeah.
Dating a man.
Easy.
And like you told me about how someone made a really judgy comment recently.
Oh yeah.
Can
when
I say
was
that?
it? Yeah.
On Shabbos.
Oh yeah.
Just now. Do you want to say it?
Oh yeah. So I was at a Shabbos dinner and someone like declared to the whole table, they were like, I hate when people in hetero relationships call themselves bisexual just to distance themselves from their white guilt.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it was a table where 4 out of the 6 people were bisexuals in
hetero
opposite sex relationships.
I love that.
And I was like, wow, okay.
Brave.
Very brave. And she was, I feel like she makes a really interesting point about how like it is kind of a trend in like white liberal spaces to feel like if I can add another like marginalized identity to my name.
But does anybody count bisexual as marginalized? Does anybody say that ever?
Yeah. It's like in the queer community.
Do they? It's in the queer community, but no one's gonna be like, I'm bisexual.
Everyone is like, ugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They barely count it.
If anything, people discriminate against you more.
I know. People don't like it.
They don't
like it.
Yeah. They're not like, oh, you're oppressed now because you're bisexual. Nobody says that.
No.
Nobody.
It's so true. So
I wish I was a lesbian.
It'd be so much easier.
I know.
That's my favorite conversation that straight girls have is when they go, I wish I was a lesbian.
Yeah.
I wish. And I'm like, how hard? How hard do you wish it?
Yeah.
So
men are trash, aren't they?
They're trash.
Yeah.
So she said that, and I was like, okay, cool. And then I think I said to her like, like look, you're really hitting on something, that there is this like social capital where we have like falsely equated adding marginalized identities to our list with having the ability to be morally good.
Psycho.
And that's
sorry, that was dramatic.
It's dumb, and it's not thoughtful, and so because of that, definitely some white people like have claimed their queerness in ways that they hadn't before.
Yeah.
But then I was like, also, look, if it helped them get in touch with their queerness, and if that queerness is meaningful in their lives, and if they're making like meaningful contributions to their queer community, like, fine.
Yeah. Why is that a problem for you?
Yeah. Like, yeah. Why is it, why do people get so threatened when someone adds a new marginalized identity to their labels?
To me, it's just more like, okay, I get to feel her or whatever. She now gets to feel better about herself. She gets to feel morally superior.
Yes.
For being mad about these other people who are not being morally superior.
It's this like,
it's a disgusting cycle.
It's this like incredible zero sum thinking where it's like there's not enough empathy to go around.
Yeah.
So like if I have empathy for her unique struggles as a queer person, then no one can have empathy for me.
Yeah.
And that's so uncritical.
Uncritical of just like life.
Yeah, it's just not critical thinking. It's just like, that's not true.
So what do you do in those? I mean, I'm getting better at this, I think, but I guess in the past I've had a really hard time not internalizing those kinds of comments.
Oh yeah. Bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Bro. It's like the thing is that like I have this spouse who tells me that I'm like the greatest treasure on earth. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm the greatest treasure on earth.
So I just have to find a man to validate me.
Yeah, exactly. I found a man to validate all of my problems. So I'm like,
so our self-worth is based on men.
It's entirely based on male adoration. Good. And it feels great. It feels really great.
Yeah, you hear that? Just find a man.
And then like as soon as I said that, and I was like, I feel like we're like being a little judgmental and like this is not going to make anyone feel happier. Then she was like, no, you're so right. And then the whole table was like, yes. And then we had like a nice conversation about why people feel threatened when other people take on marginalized identities. And she was like talking about how her friend, she's like half Ashkenazi and half Latina, and she like started calling herself Jewish, which she is.
Yeah. But she didn't claim that identity.
She hadn't claimed it before. Yeah. And she had a friend who was like, okay, now you're Jewish as well.
Whoa.
Now you're not just Latina. Like, okay.
So it really is the cycle.
Yeah. Like she experienced it.
And then she passed it down.
Yes.
Wow. It's so real, man.
Ugh, I know. It's so real.
And that was also what it was for me too, by the way, which we've spoken about.
Yeah.
So we're just breaking the cycle.
I saw a great Instagram infographic recently.
Oh, the best types.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
always
like,
the sources of truth.
Exactly. So like the truth sayer of our time. And this was an Instagram infographic about the ick. And they made one point that was like the ick is a disgust reaction. It's a shame reaction. And people usually have disgust and shame reactions to things that they see within themselves that they were once greeted with disgust or shame about from someone else.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
genius.
Infographic. This is truth.
This is God. This is Torah.
This is Torah. Mm-hmm. Media literacy, you guys. Don't research this.
Just believe it as fact.
Believe it because it
came
right.
from God.
And honestly, isn't that just Kabbalah? Was a bunch of people with no media literacy being like, this sounds right.
Yes.
10 Sephi wrote. That feels like the right
perfect
number.
Mm-hmm. And everyone knows what a sephira is.
They know what they are.
Yeah. What is it?
It's
like the levels.
It's a divine attribute of God.
Oh, right.
In this like niche of Judaism called Kabbalah that not even every Jew really like knows about or even agrees with.
Yeah.
And it's like when God was creating the earth, he like injected his 10 divine energies, and then like when he was putting it into the earth, the whole situation shattered into a million pieces, and all those 10 divine energies are spread within everything. And bullshit like that.
Great. Sounds true.
Like
an infographic.
And they made an infographic. They made an infographic that looked kind of like the chakras with all the 10 little doodads arranged on someone's body. And everyone was like, see, there's an infographic. It has to be real.
Yeah. Wait, I just was remembering. Did you watch Hannah Einbinder's new special?
No, I didn't. I know. I'm actually just remembering that I should have watched it.
It's not even new at this point. It's actually really old. But she has this joke.
Oh, wait. No, I did watch some of it, but I did not finish it.
Oh, okay.
I watched probably 5 minutes, and I was like,
yeah.
Just didn't really hit.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that. It's definitely a different style.
Yeah. I think I needed to go into it with the lens of like, I'm watching an experimental solo show riffing on the idea of stand-up comedy.
Right. That's exactly what it is.
And instead I went expecting
like
jokes.
Actual jokes.
Yeah. So, and that's to say that her experimental riff on stand-up comedy is that I'm sure it's really good.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't want this to come off snarky.
Yeah. No, Hannah Einbender, please come on the podcast.
We really want you on the podcast.
Please. This would be the premier queer
Jewish podcast.
That's
Hannah.
like your whole thing.
You wore a Jewish star bolo tie. You understand premier queer Jewish.
Did you see her pictures in GQ?
No.
She literally looks like she's just like a hot, dykey, androgynous femboy. It's like next level. She has the Calvin Klein underwear.
She's living the dream.
I want to be her so bad.
Hannah, we want to be you. We want to fuck you.
Yeah.
But most importantly, we want to interview you.
Yes. She had this joke in her special about how like bisexuals are the most persecuted group of people.
Exactly.
And she's like, lesbians hate us. Straight people hate us. Lesbians hate us. Lesbians, what did we ever do to you besides lead you on and break your heart? And I was like, that's a fun twist. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's a fun way to talk about how, like, can you see? I'm showing Antonia the pictures.
Oh, yeah. She's so hot.
So hot.
I love this.
It's like a perfect femme mask mix.
That is a
for me,
very male gaze, female gaze.
Ooh,
mix.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they've hit both. They've hit all the gazes there.
It's true. It's true.
Not to erase the non-binary gaze.
How dare you, Antonia?
So
You're erasing.
I know.
You hate this just in. Antonia hates non-binary people.
Famously hates them.
Yeah.
Okay, can that bring me to my next topic?
Yes.
Okay, which is that big celebration because next week I'm having my surgical appointment.
Yes.
For top surgery. They're booking a year out. So this is a
long game.
This is a long game.
Yeah.
But that's really exciting.
Tell me everything.
Okay. So I decided on my surgeon. I decided on someone in LA because I was debating between LA and San Francisco.
Yeah, that would be
and
so
like,
shit.
Ugh, recovering away from home sucks.
Yeah.
And I've heard enough good reviews about this guy in LA.
Okay, who's this guy?
His name's Dr. Raye, Edward Raye. Raye.
Yeah.
He's you.
related. It's me. Yeah, I'm gonna be the top surgery.
Yeah, you
I didn't say anything when you were in the room because I was trying to be like chill.
But you do have a medical degree,
Mm-hmm.
and you can find a scalpel somewhere. How hard is it?
I can cut off some tits.
Snip, snip.
It's just like there.
It's easy. You know exactly where it is.
Yeah.
And the really great thing is that like longtime Yentas will know that I was waiting on this because my health was not good, and all my doctors were like, don't do it, your health isn't good enough.
Yeah.
And now my health is good enough.
That's amazing.
Hallelujah.
Even that, we should just like moment of silence.
I know, literally.
Your health is good enough to get surgery.
Amen. Amen. Debbie Friedman, everyone. So I'm gonna be titless. I'm so excited.
Amazing.
And it'll be fine to have a year in advance because there's all this physical therapy stuff you can do to prepare so that recovery goes slightly better. So great. I'll have a year to do all that junk.
Great.
A year to really curate my wardrobe.
Ooh.
You know?
You're going to be able to wear whatever you want.
Mesh tops.
I love that for you.
I love that for me too.
I'm so jealous.
I'm just...
Are you going to do nips or no nips?
No nips.
No nips.
No nips. First of all, because the nip healing process is going to stress me out way too much.
Yeah.
And the look doesn't speak to me so much. But if I do want them, I can tattoo them on.
Right, I was going to say.
So-
Tattoo nips.
So I could tattoo nips if I'm into it.
Mm.
And that's great. Artem is so pumped.
Yeah.
He's being
That's so sweet.
He's so sweet about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm so excited to tell everyone. And then everyone's going to be like, what? Your wife's cutting off her tits. He's going to be like, yeah, I fucking love the idea of her with no tits. It's going to be so hot. So that's his fantasy.
I love that. That was a perfect impression of Artem also. It's like a spot on.
Spot on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Aww. I'm
I'm just so excited that this like dream is really taking a step closer to reality.
It's amazing.
And hi, Moisha. He looks
Moisha,
like he
you
wants
just got
attention.
down.
Yeah, Moisha. What are we dealing with here? Use your words. Speak English. So that's pretty cool, and I'm
That's huge.
really excited.
So would you do it next December?
Yeah, if
Okay.
that's how his scheduling is looking, that sounds like it's probably when it's
Is
going to happen.
he, what kind of surgeon is he?
Plastic surgeon, but specializes in gender affirming surgery,
Amazing.
or just mastectomies. Like he
Okay.
also works with like breast cancer survivors or people who are getting like preventative mastectomies.
You know who just got one of those?
Yes, I do know who did.
Okay. Did you talk to her
No,
about it?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I actually think that she went to this guy
Oh,
because if she got it at Cedars,
okay.
which I think she did,
Great.
she went to this guy.
I love her.
I know, I love her too.
We're doing a show together.
I know.
January 6th.
Should we have her on the pod?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Bookmark.
Yeah.
So yeah, like what else is there to say about top surgery? I just like want to get like really pec ripped in advance.
Ooh.
So that like when they're revealed, it's like, oh,
you have muscles.
muscles.
You're like Ken.
Exactly.
I love that.
Ken, no nips.
Redheaded Ken.
Redheaded Ken.
Yeah.
I
No nip Ken.
look exactly like him.
Yeah.
And
Will you, how does it, how has it been like at the doctors, like about gender stuff?
oh my God.
Have they
okay.
been?
The funniest thing happened.
Yeah.
So like a year ago, I went to see a transgender health specialist to talk to about top surgery.
Yeah.
She was amazing, and she asked me what pronouns I wanted in the system, and I was like, just put they them. That's great. Even though in life I do she they, but I was like, just put they them in. So my pronouns in the system are just they, them, which I love.
Yeah.
And then all my doctors, I go to Cedars and they're all amazing about it.
That's so cool.
And recently I went to like a podiatrist and I was reading the after visit notes and I realized that he had typed the entire thing with she, then saw that that wasn't my pronoun and had like copy, like so find replace
yeah,
all the she's to they.
How did you know? Because the grammar wasn't changed.
Yeah, because the rest of the words weren't changed. So it was like they is seeing me for a Morton's neuroma. And then they tried, that didn't replace the capital she's. It only replaced the lowercase she's. So they went back and tried to replace the capital she's, but autocorrect changed they to today. So now each paragraph starts with today came in to see me about this whole, I was reading this note and I was like, what is this gibberish?
Yeah.
Today came in complaining of a Morton's neuroma that they has been dealing with for 6 years. And I was like, what? And then I realized it was a find and replace in an autocorrect situation.
That's
and I was
so
like,
funny.
that is gender affirming healthcare.
They are trying so hard.
They're trying. And I bet that the next time I go to a follow-up appointment, he's going to be really weird about it because I think he seemed kind of bro-y, you know, and I bet he's going to be like, and that will be fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just got like tired hearing that.
Yeah.
It's like
it's also part of why, like, I haven't like made the switch to they, them in real life.
Yeah.
We should come up here. Because like hearing the equivocating
it's exhausting.
is exhausting, and especially when it happens with people you're really close to.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just like, that is a part of the non-binary conversation that I almost feel guilty about, because I know that like the more people who just like make it normal and insist on it, the better everyone's gonna get.
It's true.
At it. But I'm also just not ready
to put up that fight.
Yeah, especially because like sometimes she feels fine.
Right.
And so I don't want to be putting up a fight for just they, them.
Yeah.
If I don't actually need just they, them, but then that means no one ever they, thems me.
I'll they, them you more.
That would be so nice.
I would love to they, them you more.
That would be great.
Great.
So it's like, I feel like right now I'm at a place where I'm like, it's basically this. I have a select friends who they, them me all the time. And I'm like, love.
Yeah.
But I just don't push it at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because also,
I'm kind of the same, by the way.
Really?
I think people just assume more they for me because I'm more masked.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Even though it's getting less and less short and I'm getting more and more she'd.
I bet.
Yeah. But yeah.
What do you feel about, like, sometimes I just feel like the idea of non-binary is just as made up as the idea of woman.
Or man. Or just man. Gender in general.
Yes.
Just that gender is a construct and now we just added a new gender to become another construct.
Yes. And the non-binary has accidentally gotten the same dumb gender characteristics that the other genders have, like that if you're
short
AFAB
hair.
you have to have short hair.
Yeah.
If you're AMAB you have to wear a skirt.
Yeah.
Like,
you're 100%. I completely agree with that.
And so it just feels like walking into another box.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely agree. I think you know, for me, being non-binary was always about not putting myself into a box because of my gender.
Yeah.
And escaping the prison of gender that society puts on us. And I do feel that it does let me actually do that in a way.
Yeah.
But that is really because like with me dressing more mask, or with me like having a podcast, everyone's like, oh, it makes sense. They're bro.
I get it.
Or I don't know, like it has helped like put me in a space where, or like in comedy even, you know, like, because I don't fit in with like the girl comics. I don't fit in with the boy comics either, you know. It's just like I'm in this weird space. So I think, but maybe it's the space of everyone's scared to talk to me because they think I'm a woke, annoying
they're
person.
gonna mess up your pronouns.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so interesting, because I pretty much have been thinking our entire relationship that you have short hair, and therefore you have to be they them at all times, and that you like I've really been projecting I've been just assuming that you feel really at home in the non-binary identity, and I think it's because like you are mask, you have short hair, like you nail the aesthetics of non-binary.
Less now than I used to, but yeah,
I feel like, hot take, I don't think your hair is more feminine.
really.
Yeah.
Then when I got a fade,
Yeah.
like a one fade.
Yeah, because now you have like long bro hair.
Yes.
Like your hair is not feminine.
Okay.
And like the fade was a little more lesbian. And this is like, in my mind, like a little more shaggy dude.
I love that. I'm
personally
honored. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I feel seen.
I'm not just saying that to stroke your gender ego.
And it's doing it anyway.
Okay.
Stroke it.
Okay, cool.
But like I think it maybe in like the queer world, yes. But I think in like the straight world, this hair is just a little bit more approachable.
I don't know, Raye. I think we should ask the listeners.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious because maybe I just have such like a warped view on it. But like,
I think you have hair dysphoria.
hair is everything.
Hi, Moisha. I know you want attention, but we're recording a podcast.
I don't know. I'm trying not to like obsess over it. I would.
Over hair or non-binariness?
Over looks, over gender, over non-binariness, over all of these things, because I used to obsess so much and it would upset me so much.
Yes. And
I would just be in like agony and angst and like, oh, what am I? What does this mean? You know? And I'm just like, I'm gonna just look how I want to look, and if sometimes I look more feminine, sometimes I look more masculine, like that's okay.
Yeah.
And I actually like that part of me. Like I can do both. I don't have to just.
That feels like a pleasant way to live.
Yeah.
And like a fine way to live.
Yeah. But maybe I'll have to cut this from the podcast, but I did tell my mom that I wanted to wear a suit at my wedding.
Uh-huh.
So dramatic. I'm like, I have to write this down right now.
It's like there are straight women who wear suits at their weddings.
Right. Are there? I mean, yeah, obviously. Of course there are.
Yeah, like not a lot.
Right, not a lot.
Not a lot. But like a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. So I actually feel like in a way almost it's like this weird, it's almost like weirdly validate. I don't know how we started talking about this, but it's like that is, even though not being non-binary isn't like just about, you know, how you present, and like that is another box that we're like putting ourselves in. Mm-hmm. And that space has like helped me be okay with that kind of, you know, thing.
Yes. That like, wait, so you're saying like yes, we're putting a lot of things into the box, the label of non-binary, that do not have to actually define non-binary.
Yeah.
But also you meeting those labels has been kind of a validating thing for you.
Just in that, like, oh, it helps explain why I'm such a weirdo that I'm a girl who doesn't want to wear a dress.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
And it's like, it's why labels, I guess, like, are nice.
Yeah.
Is that, like, sometimes they just explain things. Sometimes it's just nice to have a word for something.
So what is it for you?
What is, like, what is my relationship to non-binary? Someone was, like, over at Shabbat recently.
Wait, with like a different time than she was there with you. Oh, nice.
And I forget even, I think we were texting about something. Yeah, I invited her over. So someone was over at Shabbat recently, and there just happened to be like 3 she/theys and 1 they/them at Shabbat.
Yeah.
And she was like,
your house is full of she/theys.
filled.
All
we
of
got
them.
a lot of /theys.
A lot of /theys, a lot of they slashes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of slashes going on. Yeah. And so this person was like, I don't get she/they.
Another one. Yeah.
Like, how can you be both? So then, like, all the she/theys went around and explained the reason they use she/they.
Yeah.
And it was so beautiful. And there were so many different explanations. And so my explanation was basically like if I had to pick between man, woman, and non-binary feels the best. But they all feel a little made up to me. And it's kind of what I said earlier. Like, I don't fit a lot of the aesthetic boxes of non-binary, which means people don't see it immediately, which means they have a hard time.
But do you think the top surgery will be a big change in that?
I think it will only be a big change if I wear really revealing shirts that show it off, because otherwise I'm just like a flat-chested lady.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it'll do something.
But your mesh shirts.
But if I wear mesh every day,
yeah, that's gonna be hot.
Then that's gonna be really hot.
Yeah.
That's really gonna increase my cred.
I'm really excited for your new look.
I know,
your new wardrobe.
right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, because I don't meet these aesthetic non-binary standards, it means people have a really hard time conceptualizing of that, which means there's a lot of hemming and hawing about people even being able to validate that part of me. So I'm throwing she in there first for convenience. But also, I don't want to make this sound like, oh, I'm a non-binary who's denying my non-binariness because I don't have social acceptance. Because non-binary also doesn't really feel so accurate.
Yeah.
And actually, like, I think we're really aligned in this. It's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I'll just kind of live my life.
Exactly. And to spend so much time, like, worrying about how other people... And I used to get so, like... It was like a personal thing if you used the wrong pronoun. It's like, it's not personal. It's just not.
Yes.
And I became more confident in my own non-binary gender queerness, that I wasn't like, did the dog food spill all over?
No, didn't. Not even a drop.
Oh, okay. Then I'm like, oh, if you call me a girl, and also, like, I don't, and this I'm actually really not sure how to handle at all, is like, this especially after the election I was feeling, which we don't have to like talk a lot about.
Yeah.
But like, it's almost like I can shit on my younger brother, but like if someone comes for him, I'm like, fuck you. And that's kind of how I feel about being a woman after after this election.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I never was like, I'm a woman. Like, I never really felt like super, I'm proud to be a woman, or like fight, like, you know, but because of the attack on women, I'm like, women?
Yes.
What about women? And like, I obviously have a female experience in many, many ways, and I don't want to erase that either.
That's such a big thing too.
Yeah.
It's like we spend a lot of time being women.
Yeah.
And like,
and we exist in the world as women, and people see us as women.
Yeah.
And it's like impossible to remove that experience from, I'll speak for me. It's impossible to remove that experience from my life. And also I think the world would be better off if everyone was non-binary.
Yes, exactly. Also, everyone's non-binary and bisexual.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I'm a woman, but I'm also non-binary and bisexual.
Look, Judaism, holding two truths at once.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes.
Torah.
Yes. And like, the people who are like, I'm a non-binary lesbian.
Love it.
I'm a non-binary lesbian bisexual dyke. Yeah.
Love it.
You're all those things.
Sure.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters.
Just have fun.
This is, I think, your point of just like, sometimes worrying about these labels so much just brings stress and suffering.
Yeah.
Hey, look, sometimes embracing the labels brings freedom and happiness. Sometimes worrying about them brings stress and suffering. Like,
do you feel like we've had this conversation before on the pod, or
we've gotta have? We must have.
Like, how have we not had this conversation? But also, it feels new.
This like really reminds me of the Robbie Hoffman.
I was thinking about
Jordan
that too.
Jensen episode.
Yes, they were like fighting it out.
Yeah.
Listener, if you didn't listen to it, it's very good.
It's very interesting.
Antonia hated it. I liked it.
Yeah, I was like, it was like kind of listening to like nails on a chalkboard for me, but because it just was like two people not communicating well about things that they really strongly believed that were slightly in opposition, even though there was a lot of common ground. They just like were too triggered to see it.
Yeah.
But it was basically,
but also, you know, how much of that was entertainment? Like, I'm sure they knew what they were doing. They're not dumb. Like, they knew if they heightened their opinions, it would get more clicks and more engagement. And it did. And it's like, that's just part of being an entertainer.
Back to your point from a couple months ago, we should fight more.
That's what I've been saying, Antonia. That's what I've been saying. How much engagement would we have if we fought?
Ray literally texted me, we need to fight more on the podcast.
Listener, write in. Would you listen to this more if we fought? Because then we'll do it. Then Antonia will fight with me.
Yeah. Then we'll hire Anna Goodman to do lube wrestling.
Yeah.
So, thanks for sticking with us for this episode. We love these episodes where we get to like chat for you, because honestly we kind of just do this podcast so we hang out with each other. Yeah. And so thank you for hanging out with us. If you've stuck around to this part of the episode, let's be real, you're a real Yenta. You're part of the
real
fam.
one.
You're a real one. So go to our Patreon, patreon.com/Yenta. Just click 5 stars right now. Whatever app you are listening to this in, click 5 stars and hit subscribe. You can even ignore us when we come up. Just hit subscribe, do 5 stars, leave a comment. Engagement helps us so much. It makes the algorithm think that we are professional podcasters.
Because we are.
Okay, you can find moi at Antonia Lestar on all social media platforms. AntoniaLessar.com. All my shows are there, and you can find information about my Jewish singing circles there as well.
At Raye Schiller, RAYESCHILLER. Again, that's Raye. I think I'm delirious from just shooting all day and the fact that it's nighttime.
Oh my god, it's literally nighttime. We are being held hostage by ourselves in this apartment.
We are emotionally and physically duct taped to the wall.
Help! Oh boy!
Great thing.
Well,
look, we're crazy.
We're crazy. We're crazy. If you subscribe to our Patreon, you will buy us therapy.
Yeah,
We need it.
thank you for being here. It's really nice.
Yeah, we love you.